So I made it. I made it to Cairo Museum, which turns out to be like my home base, I guess, when I'm walking around downtown Cairo. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for a stroll today through the city, and you really have to like keep your wits about you because everyone is trying to talk to you. You get lots of welcomes, which is nice. Welcome to Cairo, welcome to Alaska, welcome to America. You are so sexy, do you want an Egyptian boyfriend? Yeah, the Egyptian men are not shy, but they're that way with their own women too. I think catcalls are kind of a part of the culture. I'm totally okay with that, but yeah, it feels good to get here to a place where I can sit down without being bothered by anyone. So tonight, well, let me tell you about yesterday. Yesterday was cool. Oh, this is where I'm at anyways. If you want to see, if you're curious. So, anyways, it's the Cairo Museum again. But, so yesterday I went with Khaled, a tour guide that Hamdi set me up with, and we went to Islamic and Coptic Cairo, and I really had, even though I knew a lot about well, not a lot, but I mean a basic amount about like the pharaohs, the pharaonic age of Egypt, and all the pyramids and things like that, I wasn't really aware of the Christian and Islamic history of Egypt, and it's actually a very, okay, my braid's coming apart. It's actually a very important city for that. Yeah, so I saw a lot of mosques and churches yesterday, and it was beautiful. It was interesting. It didn't enthrall me as much as like the pyramids or the tombs did, but it was interesting. I mean, it's good to know history, no matter what kind of history it is. And so the Egyptians here, they're getting, they're getting ready for the election. It's coming up in 12 days, so it's really interesting to talk to them and find out what they think about who they would like to be in office and what's happening now. And the basic consensus is they don't really care as long as that person has the best interests of the Egyptian people at heart, which I can totally respect that. It makes a lot of sense to me. I feel that same way about my own country, which brings me to what's happening in my country, because I have CNN World News on my television in my hotel room. And Piers Morgan, I've never heard of this guy before. He's a British reporter and pundit, and he was interviewing John Lovitz, who's a cut-rate American comedian / actor, who turns out is totally conservative and doesn't want the rich to be taxed, or thinks that people should know better if they're trying to get a loan for a house and the loan is like the interest rate is too high. I was really surprised and disappointed. I guess I'm going to boycott him from now on. I had no idea like his political views were that way. I just assumed anyone in the entertainment industry would be liberal because it is a liberal industry, but that's not so, and it's probably becoming more and more conservative, especially in the United States, where the media is owned by mainly conservative people. So I was really disappointed to see that. I'm really kind of fed up with what's happening in my country, which is one of the reasons it's so nice to be out of it. Just I heard that, I think it's one of the Carolinas is trying to pass a bill banning gay marriage, which would make it the 30th state to have done that. It makes me really sick to my stomach to think that our country is actually sliding backwards instead of making progress. But it makes sense because our country is sliding backwards in a lot of ways. I think the conservatives are more brazen than they ever have been before. except maybe in the Reagan era. There's no pretense of trying to take care of the common people or anything like that. It's pretty much every man for themselves. And as for me, I'm a bleeding heart liberal all the way to the bone. I think government involvement in capitalist industries is not only important but necessary to control those industries. But I also think that we need to completely restructure our society, and I don't think it should be a capitalist system. I think there's something inherently wrong with capitalism, and that it will never work as a driving force in our country, or the world for that matter. So, anyway, some might say my political views are radical. I don't really care, because that's how I feel, and I think that everyone deserves the right to have food on their table and a roof over their heads and medical care and education. Everyone has that right. Everyone should have that right. It shouldn't be something that you can buy. It should be a right as a human being. So, yeah, I guess it's enough ranting for now. But, tonight I'm on a train to Aswan, and I'm extremely excited. I'm going to see Abu Simbel and Kom Ombo. Those are two very important temples. There's the Temple of Horus down there. There's going to be a lot going on, but I'm going to keep you updated on that, so don't worry. That's not all you're going to hear about my trip down to Aswan/Luxor. I'm taking a felucca ride for 2 days, and I'm very excited. Hopefully I don't get seasick. But, that's what's up. Peace out.